What's a price you saw recently that made you genuinely angry at how expensive everything has gotten? Low mid-end takeout food is as expensive as entry fine dining really not that long ago. Groceries. I bought like 6 things and somehow spent $60. 6 things. Fast food places. Prices used to be affordable, but now they are just outrageous. Coffee for sure, lately it's getting very expensive. $14 for half a dozen donuts got my husband real riled up recently. RAM prices. The memory. A concert ticket that somehow costs more than my first car. $15.99 for a shitty ham and cheese sandwich at a kiosk at JFK Airport in NYC. Even given typical airport markups, that's outrageous. I needed a new kitchen garbage can, one of decent size with a pedal to pop open the lid, $65 at Walmart to get the same model I have as a replacement. I know for a fact I paid $30 for it 3 years ago. A new door and 4 windows being over $7K. Chocolate. Used to be a cheap way to satisfy the dopamine fairy. Now. Booze. Which isn't funny because it's reality. Oh, fucking everything. Almost $10 for a box of cereal. That is my go-to poor food, and now I gotta make 3 figures and have a dual income household to get bran flakes. Console and games and concert prize tickets. 1 bar of Philadelphia cream cheese at Harris Teeter for $6.99. 12-pack of Coke $14.99. Deodorant that used to be $3.99 is now $9.99. Everything. Literally everything. Food, gas, utilities. Only thing that has remained consistent is my car payment. Even my mortgage increased. A 75% off video game somehow still being too expensive. The price of tacos in one of my favorite places in Chicago has reached close to $7 a taco. I know the place around gentrified a lot, and they are trying to capitalize on the yuppies, but damn man. I just want some steak and tongue tacos. A small jar of Nutella, $9. It's one of my favorite treats. I know it's bad, basically cake frosting, but worse, and I couldn't justify $9 for a palmful of chocolate goop. Gas prices. The orange buffoon and his TV goons have fucked us all. I have pretty bad ADHD. One of the things I do to help is chew gum pretty much constantly. I really like the Icebreakers cubes. I've been chewing those for a few years now. A few months ago I had a tough time finding them at my local store. When they finally came back, they were the exact same price. But each cube is 75% of size it used to be. Same price. So irritating. I'm still trying to decide if they've lost me as a customer over it. Go order some simple pizza and somehow comes to $30. 3 months ago when I went grocery shopping, I was spending roughly $60 to $70. Now, for the same stuff, I'm spending over $100. My favorite yoga brand increased in price, and when I looked at the tag I swear I was about to cry. Ben & Jerry's £7.50 a tub in Co-op. $12.99 for a whole watermelon. I am grateful I was able to enjoy watermelon as a child because at this price I will never be able to afford watermelon again. $19 for a salad. It's just leaf, but the prices of everything are crazy nowadays. A basic fast food meal. It used to be the cheap lazy option, now it's somehow pretending to be a restaurant bill. Nothing radicalizes you faster than looking at a burger, fries, and drink and thinking, wait, this is actual money now. It's not the price, but it's the fact that my local gas station is over $5 a gallon and all the idiots who were posting I did that. Biden stickers on the gas pumps 2 years ago are suddenly real quiet. Books are insanely expensive. It's probably easier to list the things that don't make me angry when I look at the price. Nothing. Went to Costco here in Austin yesterday. Gas was back under $3 a gallon, so yay. But a lot of the stuff we buy on a semi-regular basis was twice what we paid a few months back. We tend to eat at home, buy in bulk, meal prep, etc. But the spike in grocery prices at even wholesale outlets is hard to ignore. Our electric bill went up 40% over the last year, with the same amount of energy usage. This is without even raising rates. They just raised their bullshit fees, and the state is allowing them to raise their rates about 20% next year. HVAC has gotten ridiculous. The price of a new air unit has doubled or tripled in 5 years. You can thank private equity for that. Look, there's a lot of big obvious items here. I've got one that's smaller and more ridiculous: sprinkles. I took my kid to DQ and he asked for sprinkles on his cone. They were $1. A fucking $1 for sprinkles. A 1-bedroom in Queens, NYC. A steak in a local supermarket, branded as thick-cut ribeye. A decent size. Used to be £10 about 5 years ago. I don't buy them as I go to a butcher if I want good meat. However, I noticed it was now smaller and £18. Effectively doubled in price with the shrinking. And they have the gall to tell us inflation is single-digit figures. Most stuff is at least 50% up in the last few years, but that steak, which isn't even butcher quality, made my blood boil. $4.50 for a can of soup. All of them. Thanks to growing up with watching The Price is Right all the time, I memorize prices, so every time I see a price jump up I get pissed off. The most recent one was buying movie tickets for the opening night of Devil Wears Prada 2. We usually just go to the movies on Tuesdays as the tickets are only $6 and the food is discounted, but my wife really wanted to see the movie opening night. The tickets were $18 a piece for just a basic viewing experience, no IMAX, 3D, or any other special type of screen, and they wonder why no one goes to the movie theater anymore. An airport magazine cost $17. Not quite this exactly, but had to bury a relative this last weekend. Everything had been paid for ahead of time, plot, plaque, ceremony, etc., and we had a contract. Relative passed and we called the number to start the process, and they tried to stick us up for more money. The plots cost more now due to inflation. The brass plaque costs more now. This was a plot in a section for our family. The brass plaque was already made several years ago and they had it in storage. Attempts to nickel and dime every little thing when the contract specified that this exact scenario would not happen. Absolutely awful. Netflix, I remember when it was $8 a month, now is $28 per mo. Insane. Coffee. WTF happened? Chips. Like $10 for a regular size bag. They used to be cheap junk food. Sourdough bread that was £1 now being over £2.30. Malt oatmeal cereal is $5 to $8 a bag now. Malt oatmeal.